Take me home to Chat in Action, the best podcast ever.
Oh God, just watching the Joe Rogan Experience a little while ago with Sean O'Malley. That was definitely interesting.
Was he on there?
Oh, it was the older one when he was talking about how he stopped being vegan and everything like that. It was one from a year ago. It's still really good.
Damn, he was on there early then.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Way before his major hype, I guess.
I think it was right around the time he got suspended.
Oh, was that a weight problem? Or no?
No, that
doesn't
was
make
because
sense.
he pissed hot.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant.
But yeah, it was a long. I forget how long the ban was, but then they changed it to a couple months. But yeah, so we're back.
Welcome back.
No UFC event.
No UFC this
Sadly.
weekend, but you guys get some Clash of the Past action here. But before we get into everything, we've got so much fucking fight news.
That happened all within a week.
Not even, like 48 hours.
Yeah,
like
really.
Six
People,
fights
yeah,
were
six
announced.
Fights announced. People yelling at each other on Twitter.
Yeah, a lot of...
What did Khabib say?
you-
Best pound for pound by Twitter standards.
Oh, yeah, he's the best Twitter fighter in history.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was grilling him. Tapped at light, welter, and feather,
He did, though.
I think. Yeah.
Sadly. But
He was grilling him pretty hard there.
yeah, he was going off. But yeah, lots of news around the league. Sean O'Malley got his fight in June.
That's right.
Against
UFC 250 is going to be nuts.
Eddie Wineland, ranked 15th, so that's pretty crazy. He
Yeah.
finally gets a ranked fighter, so we'll see how he does.
And
I doubt this puts him at ranked if he can beat Eddie. I don't think it will.
It might.
It might put him
At least
right
15,
at 15.
yeah.
But I doubt it'll get him ranked.
Um,
Although Eddie Wineland does have a nice record. He has 24 and 13.
Dude's been
So he's
around.
solid. He's been around. The
and he
block.
was looking good his
This
last
is
fight.
This is probably going to be his toughest fight.
Knocked out Grigory Popov. He was just looking like on fire that
Super
night.
solid.
Yeah.
He's
I'm worried
good.
for O'Malley.
Yeah, this is his toughest test so far in his career. But so let's see if he can stay undefeated and prove himself in bantam. Then we got Corey Sandhagen and Aljamain Sterling. You said you think Corey Sandhagen takes this fight.
I just have a feeling,
I could see it.
I'm
Both
going
these
with my
guys
gut.
super solid. Corey's 12-1.
Everyone wanted the Sterling and Yan fight. I'm okay with Corey getting a fight versus Sterling. I think that's
Yeah,
good.
that'll be
I
super
think,
nice.
if anything, Yan fight Marlon maybe or whoever, and then give him a
Those
title
two-
shot.
Those two the winners of this one and then the winners of that one.
Oh wait, Cejudo retired.
Yeah, so it's vacant.
Oh shit, I keep forgetting about that. So no, yeah, give it to like Yan and Marlon, or since Corey and Aljamain have a fight now.
Yeah.
Just give it to those two and let them duke it out for the title. I think Yan takes it all day.
But wouldn't Aljamain Sterling feel a little gypped in that?
Oh, of course.
Wouldn't he feel like he deserved?
But does he want to be in the ring with
fight
that little fucking animal?
with Yan?
Fuck no.
No,
He don't want that smoke.
I do like Aljamain Sterling though.
He's
I like
nice.
him a lot. He's really good.
Where do they fight out of? Because I'm curious. Let's find this out.
Yeah,
quick.
this is definitely going to be a good fight, and it's going to set the bantamweight. I think bantamweight is better off than flyweight is because there are a lot of killers out there in bantam. But oh yeah, we got that flyweight match again between fucking Figueiredo and
Yeah, and
the fight no one
Benavidez.
wants to see.
I don't know why they did that. Like,
He's had 4 shots at it. This would be his 4th opportunity to capture the
I
title.
believe so.
That's so sad.
That's not necessary, Dana White. But
Who else do you have at fly? I mean, who really cares? People don't like that division. Oh,
I mean,
one thing we're talking about, I found out, I didn't realize until recently that flyweight has been cursed since its inception, since it started, because
why's that?
that Demetrius Jones fight versus
Cejudo?
that one dude with the mustache. No, not
Oh.
Cejudo. This is back when flyweight first started. They had that Grand Prix and everything. The
They had
fight
a-
was called in
With Mighty Mouse?
Mighty Mouse's favor. Yeah, he won the fight. But then they found out later that they actually added the scorecards wrong. It was supposed to be a draw. and then they were supposed to go to
I feel like
elimination
I've heard
round.
that before.
Yeah, I forget when it was. It was like the inception of the flyweight fight.
Let's see. Let's try and find this Grand Prix. Tournament semifinal. Oh.
Yeah, I think that was it
Ian
right there.
McCall?
Ian McCall, yeah.
Oh, so it was ruled as a draw, and then he fought him.
They fought again, yeah.
Oh.
No, but they overturned that.
I
that
see.
was not ruled as a draw.
It was a
originally.
split decision for
It was called
Mighty
a split
Mouse.
decision for Mighty Mouse, and he
Gotcha.
went on to the next round of the tournament. But
But then
but
he
they
just,
added the scorecards wrong. It was supposed to be a draw. They were supposed to go to a elimination round.
well, it didn't matter anyway.
And a lot of people said if it did go elimination round that Ian would have won because Ian was a wrestler and he was a really good wrestler at the time.
But so is
He would've
Mighty
been able-
Mouse.
but he said he would have been able to outlast Mighty Mouse in the last
Oh.
round. So imagine how different flyweight would be if Mighty Mouse lost that fight in the Grand Prix to take the inaugural flyweight title in the UFC.
That would have sucked
Could
for
you-
sure.
Could
Because
you imagine the
he
landscape?
probably wouldn't have had his reign that he had in the UFC.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this right now, look at those wins.
and many
that
people thought he
stacked
won the
up.
Cejudo fight. Cejudo even says he's the greatest mixed martial artist of all time,
Yeah,
pound for pound. Like
he is. Yeah,
I still have yet to really go back and watch that fight, but
the Cejudo one.
yeah, I mean he already beat him once. I mean he's literally the greatest. I mean,
Yeah,
aside
he's
from the Dominic Cruz fight,
Well
that he
accomplished, but it's sad to say no one really follows flyweight,
lost. No,
and you can see why because I mean there are very few. I mean, Mighty Mouse ran through the division, easily ran through it, but
because he was so technical.
he's so technical and he
So
was so
quick.
good. But on top of that, he didn't have very like solid. I mean, he had solid competition, but like flyweight is like stupid top heavy. I mean, like you got Tim Elliott right there at 11th. I mean, that's just no offense to Tim Elliott, but
I get it. It could use a refresh.
it could use. And a lot
It
of
needs
people are
some new
saying
talent.
a lot of people are saying it should just be done with. Like the UFC
Nah.
should just get rid of the flyweight division and just stick with bantam as the lowest weight class.
Oh,
Bless you.
excuse me. No, it's still got some up and coming talent. Like, yeah, I'm looking forward to Askar's next fight. Kai Kara France is still in the mix. He's a killer. Mark De La Rose. No, actually, never mind. Wait, that last fight of his, wasn't that great. But anyway, I'm excited to see what happens in the future with it. You might find some new talent up and coming one day, like
Yeah,
another
you
Sean
could.
O'Malley coming
guys
through the
from
mix.
Bantam could slide down to flyweight, you know. But
Hey, Barboza went from lightweight to featherweight and looked fucking good. I didn't think he
yeah,
could
he
do
looked
it.
super solid. He was nice. I thought he should have won that,
Oh, for sure.
but sadly no. Yeah, what other news? I mean, yeah, just mostly people barking at each other and fights scheduled in June. They just slid in like 20 fights for June.
Yeah,
June 6th here.
Connor thought he could tell everyone who the greatest is, but
Yeah, he said what?
I think he was just drunk again.
Who did he say was one? Because I know he said he was two, and it was GSP. He had John Jones at the bottom.
Yeah, he had John Jones at like
John
3
Jones
or
at
4.
because he said GSP was 3. Who did he say was 1?
I thought he said GSP was like number 2.
No, he said GSP was below him.
Um,
And he was talking
whatever
about
he said, it
how
was ridiculous.
people capturing the titles in multiple weight classes. and
Right.
everything like
Oh,
that.
here we go. Here it is. So, oh, Anderson at number 1.
Yeah, Anderson Silva at 1, himself
Oh,
at
yeah,
2,
GSP
and then
at
GSP
3.
at 3, and then John Jones at 4. But he said if he took into account everyone testing positive, he would be at 1, which would put GSP at 2.
Yeah, he doesn't know what the fuck he's
He's-
talking about.
he's crazy.
He's just off the
But-
rails.
Again, you want to talk about winning at 2 weight classes, all those guys, none of them defended it in 2 weight classes. I think DC is the only person to defend in
But-
both light heavy and heavy. Like after they won those titles, most of them
Right.
vacated.
But how important is
one or
that?
the other?
How important is it for you to win it in 2 classes as opposed to defending it multiple times?
In 2 classes. I don't know, man.
Well, not even just 2 classes, just defending one title multiple times. Like, if anything, I feel
That's
like
true
that
because Anderson
secures-
Silva has a ton of defenses.
Right, at middleweight.
GSP has a ton of defenses. John Jones
Right.
has a ton of defenses.
I feel like that's more than
If you're
you just
if you're
winning.
drawing it into than
Yeah.
winning the 2 and vacating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I
he-
agree.
Well, not even get vacating. Wasn't he stripped of one?
Well, yeah, most of them were stripped, like Cejudo
Like
was.
in Connor's case, he was stripped, I believe.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous to say that just winning 2 titles,
In different weight classes.
yeah, is
shows
far
you as the
better.
GOAT.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I think it's all about,
Now, if you're defending them
that's
multiple times,
a
that's
lot
a
of
different
people.
story.
A lot of people say that it's never about your title win. It's never about your first title win. It's about your first title defense.
Right. That
It's the
shows
one that
you who
matters.
you really are.
Yeah, it shows that it wasn't a fluke and that
Shows
you
you
can
still
really
got
hang
it.
on to it.
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of people want to say. That's what a lot of people say is that that's what matters the most.
Right. On to more fight news. We got Caitlin Chukagian fighting the little sister, Antonia
The little
Shevchenko.
sister, yeah.
Shevchenko.
The other Shevchenko.
I probably butchered her first name.
That'll be a good fight. Both
Caitlin's a
solid,
beast,
really
man.
good record. Yeah, Caitlin's really good.
But
What
how
else
good
we
is
got?
the little sister?
Yeah, how good is the little sister? Amanda Ribes versus Paige Van Zandt.
T-Boss.
That's Paige's last fight too. Last fight in her contract.
Is it really?
Yeah, last fight in her UFC contract.
Scrap her afterwards.
Really?
Just make her a fucking ring girl. Honestly, what are we doing with her? She breaks her arm every 6 months,
That's true.
doesn't fight, and 8-4? Come on. Amanda's gonna fucking rip her head off.
But if she wins, what does that mean?
Ain't gonna happen.
You
Not against
re-sign
Amanda
You
Hebos.
re-sign that paper? Yeah, Amanda's solid.
No,
She's
get
super
rid of
solid.
her.
Then there's the Benavidez and Figueiredo fight. Oh god,
determine-
let's not talk about
What if
that one.
Benavidez wins?
And he misses weight.
I would.
Please, Benavidez miss
Never
weight.
watching the
Purposely miss
UFC
weight and then
again.
win. Just knock Figueiredo out. I love it. Dustin
I
Poirier
wish.
and Dan Hooker. That's a good one too.
I am so pumped for that because I feel like Dustin Poirier is gonna outbox Dan Hooker into another dimension.
I feel like Dan Hooker might come into that fight angry though because he's hearing a lot of the hate on his last one, how he should have lost.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was a close fight.
It was a very close fight.
But he gets gassed real quick, and
He
I don't
does.
think
Yeah, he can't do 5 rounds.
good luck
If that's 3 rounds though, he could win it. But if that's 5 rounds, you're not outlasting Dustin Poirier.
Nah, Dustin will just box your head clean off.
Dustin's too solid.
Yeah,
And then Jessica I versus
Cynthia
Cynthia
Calvillo.
Calvillo.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a
coming
good one
up.
too. Yeah, that one's super solid.
Yeah, that looks like about all the fights called.
Oh yeah, I hope we get Diaz and Masvidal. Seeing that picture posted, they're barking at each other. They want to. They
might.
might go at each other again. That'll be fun.
Masvidal might fight Diaz again, just
Yeah.
for shits and giggles. He's probably bored.
Yeah, I'm
Sitting
sure he
at
is.
home.
Yeah, he's not doing anything. I'm sure he wants to fight. Street Jesus loves his fights.
That he does.
Yeah. Clearly knocking out Ben Askren
Yeah.
a couple seconds.
Oh, that
One of the best
that
knockouts
knee is so
in
fucking
UFC
brutal.
history. Just caught him so nice.
There's
It's the fact that Ben shot low
yeah,
and
right
Masvidal
away.
went high.
He should have realized.
Yeah,
it.
he should have played it. He should have played it slow. But hey, that's the price you pay, man. You know, sometimes that shit happens. Not much you can do about it.
There
You
was
just get
a
caught.
there's a certain angle from that fight that really shows like the damage he took.
Oh
that
yeah,
just-
dude, Ben Askren got messed up there. I mean, it wasn't
see if I
even.
can
It was.
find it real
It was
quick.
just. It was nasty. Masvidal perfectly timed that. I mean, he went in, wanting that knockout. I think he goes in more recently now than ever, wanting the knockout. Wanting to put on that show, which is crazy, dude. The walkouts are longer than the fight. That's so sad.
That fight was 3 seconds long.
That's crazy.
There was like an up close version that I saw. I forget where though. It doesn't matter. We've all seen it a million times.
It's crazy when you have that big lead up to a fight. All the fighters are talking and everything like that. You have all the interviews, the crazy stare downs during the weigh in, and everything like that. And then it gets to fight night, and then you blink and it's over.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you waited all that just for it to be over in a blink.
Yeah, like the McGregor's return against Cowboy just ended so quickly. But yeah, that's the news recently. I mean, we got our card set for June pretty much.
About halfway through, yeah, at least.
Next one is Tyron Woodley and
Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert Burns. That's another good
That's
one
a
too.
banger. If
I'm
I've ever
surprised.
seen one.
I think Woodley's next fight, if he wins, is for the title. It's got to be. It cannot be.
Maybe. But I don't know what he does at 38, 39 years old, however old he is.
You know, how much has he got left in the tank? But hey, Alistair's fighting at 40, so. And he just won his last fight, so DC's still fighting.
Stipe's up there.
Stipe's getting old, so, you know, guys can still compete.
Hell, John Wayne Parr's still fucking fighting.
That's true, yeah. So is Ken
John Wayne Parr. I saw him running on an aquatic treadmill today.
Oh, yeah, I think I did see that too.
Yeah.
That's funny. But, yeah, we're talking about, speaking of Alistair, we got his picture pulled up here. We're talking about fighters who went through some massive, like, body changes, you know, and everything like that. Just their physique totally changed. I mean, if you look at pictures of Alistair right there that's 2000. That might be 2003, actually. That might be mislabeled.
You think so?
I think so, yeah. But still, regardless, I mean, Alistair looks, you know,
even if it's
tiny.
accurate, he's 20 years old there. Say it's accurate. That's 20-year-old Alistair, and he's fucking jacked.
I mean, yeah, he's pretty big there at 20. But then you look at him now. Well, you look at that 2011, which that's Uberim right there. You know, that's just completely, just absolutely shredded
looks like
to the
Francis
teeth.
there.
Yeah, it looks like you put Alistair's head on Francis' body.
I wish they would juice Alistair up. I would love to see a juiced Alistair versus Ngannou.
That is juiced Alistair right there.
Well, no, I mean
right now.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Like, get
Not
rid
anymore,
of USADA for a second. Just
I think
hide
Ngannou
behind
would
the
still
curtain.
knock his head off, but
That would be amazing. Could you imagine 2011 Alistair versus 2020 Ngannou? Who do you think wins that?
That's the Uberim era, and that Uberim was dangerous. I mean, yeah, again, he was juicing. He says he wasn't, but he pissed hot, so.
Right. Then it's clear as day.
It's clearly juicing.
Like
he said he was here, I think it was Ken Shamrock, went on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking about how Alistair was lactating.
Was lactating?
He was lactating. And, you know, that's just a clear sign that you're just juicing to the teeth right there.
Wait,
you're just...
What is he... Out his nipples?
Yeah, out his nips.
What is he... What's coming out?
I don't know, man. That's what Ken
juice?
Shamrock was saying, but he said, "Yeah, that's a clear sign
TRT?
that you're juicing to the gills right there in the Uberim era."
Ew.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty. But
I feel like I'm watching Alistair go Super Saiyan here. It's like
yeah, man, he's
different
just
phases.
leveling up. Yeah, I mean that's like Super Saiyan God right there at the last one. Yeah, but Alistair is crazy. I wish this picture was clearer because you should see his head from when he was in the year 2000 to 2011. His head is swelled up massively.
See if I can find a better one, because
yeah, I mean you should. Looking at some of his early pictures
this might be a better one.
are just crazy.
Oh, this one with the boxing gloves on.
Yeah,
man.
he's big.
Holy
Look at him holding the
shit.
mic right there. Look at his muscle. He's just massive.
He looks
in the
exactly
Uberim era.
like Ngannou.
He was just big, and that's why he fought in Japan. You know, because that's the only place he could fight, being juiced that much.
Wow.
Yeah, that picture there in 2004. That second one is a good representation if you look at his head size between then and the last picture there.
Right.
In the Uberim era. I
yeah,
mean,
he definitely
his
put
head
on a lot of weight.
looks like double the size.
Wow.
That's because back then in that 2004, he was getting knocked out left and right, and then he went to Uberim era and he got a chin made of stone, and then that chin turned to glass.
Except the last fight.
Yeah, no, he took them shots and he got right back up, man.
His chin had one job.
That's crazy.
One job.
Yeah, and, he took like a chip. Props to Alistair too. I mean, he's been around the block.
Dude,
you know, he's clearly not juicing any. At least I don't think he's juicing anymore. He can't be with looking at his body now.
No, USADA would catch him quick.
Yeah. So, and he's proven he's just as good. But man, yeah, look at Alistair.
Shredded.
Massive.
Oh my goodness. That's nuts.
Yeah, he's definitely a big dude. And then oh god, this picture of Conor McGregor back when he fought at what weight class is that at the bottom?
That has to be feather.
It's featherweight.
Yeah, that's the lowest class he went to.
His featherweight picture versus that's his picture. I believe that one's from when he fought Cerrone right there.
Probably.
God, just look at his head. His face looks sunken in that featherweight picture.
Oh,
his
yeah.
body just looks so it looks so unhealthy.
This is who he reminded me of. I was telling you about earlier, Christian Bale from The Mechanic. Because oddly enough, and it's not It's funny.
Oh, I've seen this picture.
Yeah, because while he's not a fighter, we can talk about this for a sec. Christian Bale's body transformations are just as insane as some of the fighters over the years. So Christian Bale weighs a little over 100 pounds here. He only had some coffee and an apple a day to get down to this weight.
That's so unhealthy. That could kill you.
And this is him in American Psycho at around 260 to 300 pounds.
Jesus.
Just solid muscle.
That's just scary, dude. That's not even... I was thinking more of who's in The Martian?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yeah.
Yeah, that was from The Dark Knight. That was from one of the boxing movies he was in. I forget what it's called. And this is when he was Dick Cheney.
Jesus,
that's real weight.
Going through that body change, you can't be.
He is.
That's not healthy. That's not good for you.
This is all he is insane.
Hey man, if that's what you wanna do, just put on a.
He's just so dedicated.
Like that. Yeah, dedicated to the part. I mean, Mark Wahlberg has kind of gone through that. If you look at 2 pictures of him right before he did No Pain No Gain.
Oh yeah,
and stuff like that. He got massive for No Pain No Gain. He was ripped. He's ripped now still.
That was with The Rock, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
He was
that was funny
just jacked
as shit.
to the gills. But yeah, that's kind of the same thing for McGregor here. I mean, McGregor is pretty jacked in both these pictures, but I mean,
he looks way healthier at 170.
And I'm saying that's where he should stay. He should never look like that ever again at fly, or what?
No.
Yeah, flyweight. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
He should
go down to that.
Never go back down to that. That just does not look good. When he stepped on the scale, he looked like a skeleton.
He looks like someone who has had COVID for the past 6 weeks.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say done coke.
Oh, maybe he looks like he's done meth. You know, been on a couple meth benders.
That's McGregor, man. That body change is crazy. DC, this one always shocks me. Him at heavyweight versus him at light heavyweight.
It's not too different. It kind of just looks like he's sucking it in here. I know he's not. I know he's trimmed down for light heavyweight. Obviously,
I mean,
that's a lot of weight to lose.
You really just gotta look at his head. I always look at the head whenever I see fighters go through this crazy weight change.
Yeah, your face preserves a lot of the fat and all that.
Your face really sinks in when you cut a lot of weight like that. But he was a beast in either weight division, whether you look at it heavy or light heavyweight.
I wonder why he decided to stick at heavyweight. I guess he was just being more successful there.
I guess maybe he doesn't have to go through John Jones if he stays at heavyweight. No offense to DC, but
yeah, maybe there's that too.
And probably, he probably feels more comfortable at heavyweight. He probably doesn't feel as like cutting down to light heavyweight like that. You probably feel like sluggish all the time,
right?
You're clearly dehydrated.
Yeah, unless you're
at heavyweight, he's probably much more comfortable, especially as he's getting older. You know, he's 40 now, right?
40, 41.
41. As he's getting older, he probably wants to go for a weight class where he can, not have to cut low maintenance. Yeah, doesn't have to cut a lot. Doesn't have to do too much to get down there. So that's probably so much easier for him.
Gotta be a few others.
I'm sure there is. Yeah, they're just.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one right there. Head looks smaller too.
He looked good. I'm surprised he wanted to stay at heavyweight.
2013. Man. Oh yeah, versus Rashad Evans, who we'll also talk about.
That's right.
A little later, yeah, here in a little bit. But yeah, for right now, DC cutting weight like that.
It's a lot of work, man.
Yeah, it is. Masvidal. Now this is a different body change. This is him getting more muscular. Because there he looks. I mean, he's got muscle there in his early picture, but yeah, he looks kind of skinny. Size. Like natural type of body weight, like just doing push-ups and sit-ups and stuff like that. Down there in the bottom right, his most recent one, man, it looks like he's been just lifting weights 24/7.
His shoulders are bigger.
He wakes up, he lifts weights.
Yeah.
He's put on tons of muscle, and that's probably why he's had a resurgence in his career. Probably why he's doing so good now is because
I think he's put a lot more focus into it.
Yeah, in the gym, he's more dedicated now, and
he's been around so long now.
He's been on a tear. So
what's his record?
That plays a big part into his career and everything, which is good for him, man. I mean, if you can pull out a resurgence like that, that's That's crazy.
Yeah, he's 35-13. Last 3 fights are all KOs to all killers.
Yeah,
Darren
Darren
Till,
Till,
Askren, who was undefeated.
And then Diaz by
and Nate
doctor
Diaz.
stoppage.
Insane. Oh, I didn't know Stephen Thompson beat him.
Yeah, see, he 2017 took a year off, came back in 2019. He's come back strong.
And he lost to Maia.
Come back super solid.
KO'd Cerrone. He's a beast.
Yeah, super good. Can't wait to see his next fight. I hope it's him and Diaz again. That'd be a lot of fun. I think so. I think that'd be.
Yeah, wherever he goes,
Probably a
man,
tough
I'm
fight
excited.
for
I'm
him.
gonna follow because he's always puts on an entertaining fight, and he's just looked fucking phenomenal.
And him versus Diaz, who I've been hearing people say Nick and Nate are probably like the Diaz brothers. They say are probably some of the best boxers the UFC's ever seen. Not the best like all around fighters, but as far as like just straight up boxing goes, they're probably some of the best.
Yeah.
They're definitely up there. Like they love to just throw hands.
What else we got? Anthony
Rumble Johnson.
from
Yeah.
170 to 205.
They were talking about him coming back too, but if you look at Rumble Johnson now, ain't nobody want to fight that man.
Well, we
He's
could
a
even go one further with
Scary
him.
dude. Oh, you could probably zoom out of that picture because I think there was a fourth picture in there.
Oh yeah, there was supposed to be. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, 230. Yeah, look
Well,
at him
He
at
was even
230.
heavier before. The with the what? The Fedor fight?
I believe so. Yeah.
260.
Yeah. Like once. How does he ever get down to 170? 230. Looks like 4 different dudes.
But he doesn't look bad at 170.
No,
you
he
know?
looks good. He doesn't
He
look
doesn't-
too. I mean, his face looks a little sunken in, but his body looks pretty good.
Yeah.
He looks. It looks nice. But I think I like him right around 205 and like that 185 there. I think he looks his best. 230 looks a little too big. Looks like he's getting to that point where he's too big
Right. You can see it in his face. He looks like he's weighed down.
in his body. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I feel like 185 to 205 is healthy for him. But man, he's cut a lot. Granted, he did miss at 170 and 185. But
Yeah, it's hard to do.
yeah, look at him. Look at that first picture right there. That's him now. That was taken very
Yeah.
recently. He is big. That's a big dude.
How do you even get that big?
I don't know, man. But he's been
That
working
is
out. He's
nuts.
been killing it. They were talking about him making coming back and everything like that, which is scary. If he comes back at that weight, whoo,
Yeah. I don't.
come back in at heavyweight. There's Francis' fight. Him versus Rumble.
Nice. I
Oof. Big
feel
oops.
like that's not much for Ngannou at this point. You know.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah, because Rumble's he's up there too.
Yeah. How old's Anthony Rumble Johnson?
He's he definitely get.
Oh, he's only
Oh, he's
36.
36. I thought he was
That's-
older than that.
Yeah, I thought so
I could
too.
have sworn he was older than that.
But I still
Well,
don't
hey,
think he
yeah.
stands a chance.
Yeah, he can make a. It'd be cool to see him make a comeback. Come back to the heavyweight division, super strong.
Never too late.
No, it's never too late. 36, you got plenty of time. You got a couple years left on you.
But here's a guy that, while you,
Jared Cannonier.
yeah, you didn't bring this one up. But
No, yeah, I only brought up
reminded-
a few that I saw, but yeah, Cannonier's another one.
You
that's,
reminded me of this because of Rumble, because Jared Cannonier is one who's gone from
4-weight divisions,
three
Three.
middle, light heavyweight, and heavyweight.
which is still crazy.
See if I can find a good comparison here, because here's a good one that just shows him from middleweight and heavyweight.
Yeah, that's
It's two
nuts.
different guys.
That's definitely two different people.
That's the same. You're telling me that's the same guy?
That's the guy on the right is Jared Cannonier. The guy on the left is his dad.
That guy
you
is
you could have told me
huge.
that, I'd believe you. You know, it's a completely different person. That's not even the same.
I'm telling you.
But that's absolutely crazy
That was him at heavyweight.
that you can go through that body change.
I wish they would show one at. Here. I think we have one of him at light heavy.
Yeah, I mean that definitely looks different. Definitely a different dude. See, he looks shredded there. at
Yeah,
the top.
middleweight shredded.
Massive.
Heavyweight.
Looks a little
goddamn.
big. Yeah.
And light heavyweight. Not
Not
bad.
Yeah, it's super solid. You know, he's a guy that's definitely proven himself.
I can't wait to see his
well and
next
everything like
fight.
that. Yeah.
Because, who did he fuck up last fight? My memory is so spotty. Oh, yeah, he KO'd Jack Hermanson.
And then before that,
Anderson
Anderson Silva
Yeah, and David Branch as
with
well.
leg kicks. Yeah, I mean, he's had 3 straight TKOs, so.
Just beat Island Kutalaba. Lost to Reyes and Jan and Glover Teixeira.
Oh, that's another thing. What's his name is getting a fight next week.
Who?
Oh man, I just looked this up.
Jan?
No, not
Not Jan.
somebody that we liked a lot is getting a fight next. Oh, Brock Weaver.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
getting a
he's
fight
on the
next
card.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Last time he was kneed in the head, and that was questionable
Yeah.
about what was going to happen, rather. And
it was
then,
pretty exciting. I think that was his UFC debut, right? Was it his UFC debut? Or was
no,
am I
not
thinking
his
something
debut.
else?
He's had at least 1 or 2 before that. But I think he still lost that fight, right?
What? No, that was the Rodrigo Vargas. No, that was a DQ, and he won. Brock Weaver.
Oh, did he take the W from that?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was the fight where there were 2 DQs, 2 or 3 DQs for the same
shit.
reason, illegal knees.
Wow.
Well, that was in the first round. I forget what the other one, but it was in the 3rd round
Forgot about that.
with illegal knees. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's the second
yeah,
time that's happened to him.
I'm glad to see him back.
He fought in a promotion called Island Fights. It looks like he'll be fighting on another island soon enough.
Yeah, you know, that's crazy.
That
But
is
yeah,
pretty
I'm
crazy.
excited to see him back and fighting again. There was a decent amount of hype surrounding him coming in and everything like that.
Yeah,
So
because he's
and he's playing on the main card too. Funny enough, in the Woodley fight.
a Native American, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's badass.
yeah, that's crazy.
Like the
So,
only Native American in the UFC, and you're throwing it down.
Yeah, he's fighting Roosevelt I want to say Roosevelt Burns. That's a different dude. Roosevelt Roberts.
Roosevelt Roberts, I've heard of him.
The Woodley fight. I mean, we're only doing the main card, Woodley versus Gilbert Burns, but there's not much else on that one. I mean, Kevin Holland is fighting now. That's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Kevin Holland on
A
such
good
short
one.
notice.
Yeah.
Blagoy Ivanov's fighting at heavyweight
Brock
against
Weaver.
Augusto Sakai. Yeah, we got Brock Weaver and Roosevelt Roberts.
Really, obviously, the big one is the main event, the Woodley.
Oh, Mackenzie Dern's fighting Hannah Cyphers. It's a
Yes.
pretty good main card.
It's a decent main card, but really, the only one with major implications is the Woodley and Burns one.
That's
the
gonna
one that's
hold.
gonna
That's gonna
mean
show
a
what happens
lot
at
for
welter.
welter,
Yeah.
yeah. It's gonna mean a lot for welter, and then UFC 250 right after that. That's the one I'm excited for because that's gonna be a great.
Ooh,
That's gonna have
so
good fights all around, everywhere top to bottom.
You got Devin Clark versus an Alonzo Menafield, Perez and Formiga.
The longtime fighter Gerald Mershard is there. I see.
Yeah, but versus an Ian Heinisch.
Yeah, then Alex Perez, and Formiga, another good one.
Yeah.
Amanda versus Felicia, obviously, and then they're not showing all the other fights they announced, but yeah, we got the O'Malley fight and all that. So
That's right.
that'll
yeah,
be
they'll
super
probably
good.
they'll probably switch around that card.
Yeah, people will probably fall off the main and go down to the prelims and everything. So we'll see. People bounce back and forth. But right now, the next thing we're going to talk about. Usually we talk about two. I try to talk about 2 things on this. So we talked about body transformations through fighters, stuff like that. But now we're going to talk about fights that were taken on short notice. So, and maybe fights some people don't even know about. So this big Bisping versus Rockhold fight was
Bisping
taken on
versus
short notice.
Rockhold 2.
Yeah, Bisping versus Rockhold 2 for the title.
In didn't it was in England, right?
I believe so, yes.
Ah, look at
Big
that.
John McCarthy.
I miss John McCarthy.
Everyone does. He was on the Joe Rogan Experience recently, I do believe.
Sure. I listened
Or
to that
it might have
often.
been. It might have been a little while. I saw something about him on the Joe Rogan Experience that they were talking about it. So we got Bisping versus Rockhold. Bisping took this fight on 2 weeks' notice because Rockhold was originally set to fight Weidman for the title. but Weidman pulled out of the fight due to a large extrusion herniation.
Would that have been their second fight, Rockhold and Weidman? Or would that have been their first?
For the title, I believe.
Okay.
Because I believe Rockhold took it from Weidman, and Weidman was slated to take it back, or wanted to take it back here.
But Bisping got the shot.
Actually, technically, Bisping did not get the shot. Originally, they wanted to get Ronaldo Souza to fight.
Really?
But he was unable to take the fight due to an injured meniscus. Because of COVID. No. Bisping at the time was filming Triple X.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that now.
He called Dana White after he saw Weidman pulled out. He's like, listen, I'm ready to fight. I want to go. And Weidman was like, yeah, that's cool, but we want to get Souza, so, you're probably not going to get the fight. And Bisping was like, oh, well, whatever. So he went out the night that he called Dana and got really drunk. Started
of course.
Drinking.
Why not?
Because he was kind of pissed that he didn't get the fight, but he also wanted to go out and party. At the next morning, he said he woke up and he said Ariel Helwani texted him or called him, said, hey, I heard you were fighting Rockhold. And Bisping was like, what the fuck? He's like, God damn it, Dana. he had no idea. So the first thing Bisping did when he found out he was fighting for the title was he went to the scale to see how much he weighed. Right?
Oh, yeah. Right, of
course. And he said he weighed I forget what he said he weighed. He weighed 200 plus.
Really?
Something like that. And he's like, fuck. I gotta just run. So he said he put on his backpack. He said he was running through the streets of Toronto and everything like that. And he said he was running in and out of traffic, running past lights and stuff like that. People were honking at him just to try and lose all this weight for this fight. And he said, but he said during fight night, he said he felt really good. He said he felt fresh. He felt ready to go.
I think you got to. Strong. That's the only thing you can feel in that short moment.
He didn't feel sore. He wasn't working out or nothing like that. He was just, he was just running. And he said he felt energetic. He felt strong. He felt good going into this fight. And for the longest time, Bisping was a journeyman. I mean, he was journeyman. He was more technically a gatekeeper, not a journeyman. He was the guy that people beat and then the people that beat him would go on for the title, but he would never go on for the title. So he was always that guy right at the doors, but couldn't get past it. He was the guy
like Cerrone.
kind of like Cerrone, kind of the guy to open the door for other people.
Right.
So this was, I believe, his first title shot. I think for the title, is his first or his second, something like that. And the rest is history. Everyone knows Bisping's historic career and everything like that.
With one eye.
Yeah, with one eye, funny enough. Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of people didn't believe him, too, till he showed him taking out his eye.
Yeah, it's creepy.
That's creepy, yeah.
I'm sure that surgery happened, afterwards, but... but he obviously
still had
didn't have...
He still said he had messed up vision.
Right, he didn't have any, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which...
is crazy to think about.
I'm surprised that he even had enough where... where the doctor could clear him, or maybe they didn't even consider that back then.
I don't know.
But let's watch this, because I know this ends in the first round. I did watch this the other day.
It is a
by knockout.
Fantastic fight, yeah.
So, but yeah, I didn't know it was taken on short notice by Bisping.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks so fresh.
He does, yeah. He looks really good, yeah.
And when I was watching this, Rockhold looked really tentative, and maybe that's just because I'm not used to watching Luke Rockhold, but I don't know. He didn't look like he was...
These guys had fought before, so Rockhold knows what Bisping brings to the table.
Right.
So I think he wanted to take it, slow. Obviously, he doesn't want to get caught with anything, but I mean, what happens in this fight, so that didn't go so well. He does get caught, yeah.
And it was right on the chin, I feel. Wasn't the cleanest. But then the grounded pound sealed the deal, and Big John steps in.
And right there, Joe Rogan did just say Bisping took the fight on short notice.
Ooh, that right hand from Bisping is amazing.
He's so strong, yeah. He's so nice. And he's the perfect guy to have in commentary, because he knows what he's talking about. He's been around the block. He's a legend.
You got to have a fighter in there for either commentary or judging, I feel. They're the ones who know it best. those who, train for it day after day, have endured what it takes to go through the training camp,
Yeah, to be a
went through the
fighter.
5 rounds and won or lost, those are the ones you want on the microphone discussing what's happening or judging the fight.
Highly intelligent fight IQ.
Yeah. And here, this was Rockhold's mistake, stepping in and trying to box with Bisping.
Yeah, trying to stay in the pocket with Bisping is so tough because he's so strong.
And quick,
He's
man.
so fast. This is after years of Bisping climbing the ladder, clawing at every fight. He finally gets this opportunity and he capitalizes on it.
My man must have been
amazing.
listening to Eminem right before he went into the ring. What's that song from 8 Mile?
Till I Collapse?
No. What?
Oh, no, from 8 Mile, sorry.
Yeah.
Till I Collapse was from, oh, shit, what was that from? 8 Mile was,
I was just listening to it the other day. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, this fight's just about over.
yeah.
Rockhold gets tagged here in just a bit.
And it's not like Rockhold is no slouch in this fight either. Clearly, he's the champion. He's fought the guys, too, to get
Right.
to this point,
Decent record at this point in his career.
Good record, yeah.
And he looks good here. I mean, those front kicks, man.
Yeah, he
The high
opened him
kicks.
up with the leg kicks, too.
Yeah. But Bisping's throwing these combinations that I don't think Rockhold's able to keep up with it in this fight.
No, and again, it goes back to, Rockhold was probably training for Weidman.
Right, yeah. You got to think who he's training for at the time.
And he would have to change his camp and his training
just like
to get to Bisping. And
right
he got
there
caught with
was
the
left
big
hand,
overhead left, and then
another
one.
and then just the
Yeah,
ground and pound.
unconscious.
Almost unconscious. But if it went any
And
longer,
you
it would
could
have been
see
worse.
See it in Bisping's face and his emotion.
Dude, he won
It was
that.
a long time coming for this moment for him, and he is so happy.
Wow.
What a major upset
Right?
to come
Biggest
in like
upset. And I believe it took place in England, if I'm not mistaken.
that. Bisping's got that power, man. And then he went on to have an historic career and title. Well, I mean, he had a historic career before this. And,
Yeah, let's look up his record. And
actually, he might have lost the title after this
I
fight.
always spell his name wrong. Bisping.
Bisping. Yeah, first title shot, they said there. This is his first title shot after a long career.
He sees the moment.
Yeah, he took it and he ran with it and he won.
Fuck is it? Lost to him? Oh, here it is.
Right there. Yeah, and then he go on to beat Dan Henderson
And then
lose it to GSP. and then
Kelvin.
lose to Kevin Gastelum and he retire.
Yeah, it's a tough fight. Two tough fighters.
Tough dudes to fight, yeah. But hey, he beat Dan Hendo Henderson, so who's no slouch himself. He's super solid. Beat Luke Rockhold. I mean, you see the guys
Anderson
he beat
Silva,
too. CB
Kung
Dalloway.
Lee,
Yeah, Anderson Silva. He's beaten some big name dudes. He's
Dan
had the
Miller.
career.
yeah,
Jason Mayhem Miller there.
lost to Rashad Evans, but beat Matt Hamill. I mean,
He's been around the block, yeah. I mean, you look how long he's been in the UFC till he got his title fight. So he got his title fight there in 2016. Scroll down a little bit. Keep going.
Damn, he's been
In the UFC since
around
2006.
10 years.
And it took that long to get his first title shot.
Wow,
That's
worth
crazy. Yeah, but he capitalized. Took it
'Cause
on
he
short
was-
notice.
He was the best that night.
Yeah,
Oh, it was in California, and he defended in England.
in England. Yeah,
I got it wrong. My
against
mistake.
Dan Henderson.
But
And then retired in 2017. But yeah, he's had a great career. 30 wins, 9 losses. And he got that coveted 30 in England.
Yep.
So that's all you need. But yeah, that
What a
fight was taken on
career.
short notice. Some of these fights, people may know, were taken on short notice. Some not.
I don't.
So the John Jones versus Hura fight.
can watch this through the free fight on YouTube instead
So-
of using ESPN's shitty app.
Jones took the fight on 6 weeks short notice. So a little
That's
bit more.
you
not
got
too
some
bad.
breathing room there, but not all. It
was
would still be tight. and
After
tough.
Rashad Evans pulled out with a knee injury.
This is the
It was
flying
like-
knee.
Yeah.
The not notorious, but and then the high kick.
Yeah, so Rashad Evans pulled out with the knee injury, and Jones was told that he was given the title shot after he had just won a fight. He was told right after the fight by Joe Rogan that Rashad Evans had to pull out of the fight, so he was given the shot for the title.
Wow.
Now, originally they wanted to offer it to Quentin Rampage Jackson, but Rampage turned it down. Not because of an injury. He said he didn't think he could cut weight in time for the fight.
Oh, I see.
So Rampage didn't want to take it on.
Yeah, 6 weeks. That's all.
And he said even if he could cut the weight, that still wouldn't give him enough time to train properly. So he turned it down. John Jones, at this point, John Jones was only 3 years into his MMA career, so super young.
And he was only 23.
He was only 23 years old in this fight, which is crazy.
And he's going up against a legend like Shogun and opening up with a flying knee.
And the champ, yeah, that
Yeah.
not only just a legend, but
John Jones was so smart and technical here.
yeah, I mean, you really see this is John Jones, the youngest champ
Look at his
Ever.
wrestling right now.
at 23. So strong.
So he's able
just a
to, you know,
long, lanky fighter.
yeah, move around and hold you in
Mhm.
place while he's able to, you know, piece you up here and there or go for submission attempts. It just shows his skill early on. Like,
And
he
like you
was
said-
so technical.
Shogun is a legend, you know.
Right.
He's an amazing fighter.
So he's been through this, you know? But John is just so fucking strong. Those elbows too. Like, I feel like John was really the biggest proponent of using other things other than your fists, you know?
Yeah.
He's always
elbows,
utilized
knees.
yeah, the elbows, especially incorporating with spins,
Mhm.
the knees, the kicks to the body, and just the leg kicks, just any kicks in general, really. The way he was able to highlight those and show their effectiveness, I feel like he's got to be one of the biggest pioneers in the sport.
Oh,
watching,
easily, yeah.
like looking back here, those are big shots.
Yeah, those are vicious. Even like to the body like that is just rough. Right to the rib cage. Just John Jones throwing an elbow at you.
Yeah, you're taking all the air
Mhm.
out. Does he submit Shogun?
Uh,
I know he submits Lyoto Machida. I forget what happens in this fight. Oh, it's a knockout, right?
I believe so. Yeah, that's John Jones' thing. Though is the knockouts, man.
He does knocked out a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's really hurt right now. But
Yeah, Shogun.
look
took
how
some
he
shots.
look how he kept it calm, even at 23 years old. I feel like if I was 23 in the octagon with fucking Shogun, I'd be smelling blood with how he's looking. But he's keeping it cool.
taking his time.
Yep.
Doesn't want to rush it. He knows the opportunity he's given too. You know, this is a big opportunity for him at 23 years old to fight for the title like this.
He was.
He doesn't
probably
want
in
to
his flow
get caught with
state.
anything and mess it up. you know?
Yeah. He knows Shogun has that power, but he's just piecing him up here.
I think John just had the stamina too at this time to outlast Shogun.
Might be playing with him a little bit.
Yeah, the Anderson Silva style.
I mean, John, he maybe hit twice in this fight. Does this go to the second round? I forget.
I can't remember.
Got to. I
Might go
forget.
to decision.
Third round decision? Or no, it's championship round. It definitely doesn't go the full 5 based off the video's length. But I can't see this making it out of the second.
Goes into the third round.
Really?
Yeah. Well, Shogun can outlast, This is a perfectly timed knee. He saw that knee and that kick. He saw that Shogun had gotten up.
Right.
And he knew that kick was, and that knee was open.
Yeah, perfectly timed.
Yeah.
As soon as that left knee came up, that kick was coming in.
It was.
Ooh, and that head kick.
The accuracy, too, is so crazy. He is, yeah. I mean, Jones is the much fresher fighter, Again, 23 years old, so young, at the time, to take on this guy, to take on Shogun.
And to have that much experience, or not experience, but wisdom, if you will. Just with wrestling, striking.
Yeah, again, that is in part to his training staff and everything like that.
Yeah.
Knowing John Jones' strengths and everything, and working on bettering his weaknesses.
And that spinning back fist.
Yeah, that was vicious.
Or back elbow, I guess. Followed by a left hand. Ugh. That woke him up. Those kicks are there all day for him.
And just Shogun just can't get any offense going against Jones here. And that's more or less the same for the entire fight, really. It's just he can't seem to get anything going. John Jones is so fast, so quick.
Greatest at utilizing distance.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing you saw right there. Those 4 or 5 open pump things that people are very critical of John Jones is. They say he does that on purpose.
Probably.
He leads with the open palm, so gets the eye pokes. He won a whole fight pretty much just poking his opponent in the eye. Yeah, and they called the fight, calling it a TKO. By eye poke. They didn't say by eye poke. It's not listed by eye pokes, but it was a TKO by eye pokes.
Or a doctor stoppage.
Doctor stoppage. Eye pokes.
Right. That happened to Kat Zingano.
Yeah.
Got a toenail to the eye. Which was bullshit. They should have just called it a no contest. Because the kick missed her. It was just the nail that hit her eye. Or maybe it grazed it, whatever, but
yeah, this is something people are always critical of John Jones is purposely throwing these. See, lean with that open palm. That's why you can't do that anymore.
Right. Shogun's just eating those kicks, though.
Yeah, he is.
Oof.
What a great takedown by John Jones too. Just
it's almost more like
use
a
perfect leverage.
He's just showing Shogun up. Are drop kicks legal? I feel like I would want
to. They are, but I mean, you kind of really give yourself up doing that.
I feel like I would just want to run at Shogun while he's
just standing there,
kind of wobbling.
Yeah.
And drop kick him. How's he gonna take the force of my whole body coming at him?
A drop kick that.
With a drop kick.
I mean, he could just sidestep it and let you just completely hit the canvas.
That's true.
And then you're on the ground and you got to scramble to either get back up or try and defend.
Look how exhausted he is.
Yeah, Shogun is super tired here. He took some big shots in the first round by Jones that have he's not been able to recover much from.
And John is using the body so well here. Just constant elbows to the body, making him tired and gassed out. And then he'll follow up with some, head strikes or elbows. Sort of see fighters do this, and it's sort of legal where they'll rest their forearm aggressively on their neck.
Yeah.
To sort of choke them in a way.
There isn't really anything against it,
No. It is if you have if you're trying to choke them with your hand, that's different.
Yeah.
But keeping their head down while on their neck with your forearm, that's fine.
Yeah. And it's a good tactic too, because it's blocking their airway, giving them difficulty to breathe.
Right.
They got to move to a different position and try and
Exactly.
get your forearm off of them, and then in that instance you can land some punches or go for a submission, kind of force them to move one way or the other.
Right.
So it gets you better position. So there's nothing wrong with that kind of thing.
No.
And again, people are critical of John Jones' oblique kicks too, but that is legal too and everything. there's nothing wrong with it. People say it's a dirty move, but it's not an illegal move.
An oblique kick?
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to want to change. I don't know.
I think I don't know if anyone in MMA actually wants it changed, but fans say it's a dirty thing.
Even if you're
do.
a fan, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't even
a
make
weird
sense.
thing to be angry about. Yeah. Yeah. Still, John Jones looks like he just walked in the ring. There, he's calm, taking easy breaths. Shogun is just getting.
Oof. That's gotta hurt, man. A fucking
Yeah.
elbow coming at you.
That's a
at
perfect
full
thing to do
force.
too. If you want to back up out of grappling and everything, you get back to standing, throw that spinning elbow, and get it to hit, and then you could move away really quick.
That hammer fist to end the round. Goodness. I'm surprised that didn't knock him out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So this is where the round ends.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this only a 3-round fight then?
I believe so. I believe this is back before the championship rounds.
Or 5?
Yeah,
Wow.
back when everything was 3-round fights in the UFC.
Right.
Back in the day.
So there's only one person who still wishes that was a thing.
There might
Can
be
you guess?
might be a few guys who were
Oh,
wishing
maybe.
for three rounds.
Yeah, but can you guess who?
Now, who are you thinking of?
Zabit.
Oh,
His cardio's terrible.
there are a few guys whose cardio is pretty suspect. Shogun is trying for that lazy leg kick. Oh, he actually got it there though.
Yeah, he almost had it, but John tried the same thing just
Mhm.
before the round ended. But now he's going for a Americana or Kimura?
Kimura.
Yeah. Still learning the submissions. It's
Yeah.
so hard to...
I believe the Americana is if it starts at the head and then turns towards the body, towards the back.
Yeah,
And then a Kimura is when it's from the down position trying to point towards your head.
right.
I believe that's how it goes. Again, I don't know. Again, I know the names of the submissions. I just don't really know how they work or anything like that. Still learning too. I mean, we have no MMA experience other than watching it.
Right.
So
Oh, this has got to end
this is just
soon, right?
vicious, yeah.
The ground and pound John is laying upon
John
Shogun's
is just
face.
tough, yeah.
He's bleeding so much. Ugh. And John's just like rubbing it in his face.
John at this stage is just too much for opponents. You can see why he's been able to hold the title for so long, so many title defenses and everything. The longest title reign. Oh, that's
Oh,
rough.
it's ending right here. Wow. Yeah. Herb, come on now. But he's up. This is... Yeah,
There we go. Herb Dean ends it.
Should have ended it sooner. But you know what? Out of anything that should have been done, coaches should have thrown the towel.
Yeah, that's the biggest complaint there is, do you let the fighter decide when they're done or do you let their coaches decide when they're done? There's a lot of people there are a lot of fighters, though actually fighters are back and forth on the thing too. Max Griffin was talking about it a little while ago saying, that's something the coach should have control of is telling when the fighter's done because a lot of times the fighters don't know or understand how much damage they're taking.
Yeah, you can never really...
Fighters
tell
always
for
want to go
sure.
out with the adrenaline and everything like that, but a cornerman knows
Yeah.
when they've taken too much.
Shogun was done, man.
If he got hit with that one, then yeah, Shogun knew he had to get up, but Shogun had nothing in the tank right there.
Look at him. Just wobbling. And
Stumbling, big body shot, and then just a big knee.
that's it.
And that's why that's how John Jones became the youngest champ on short notice too, 6 weeks short notice. So not terrible, but
Still short enough.
still
I mean,
short enough, yeah.
especially for a championship fight. Wow.
And the rest is history with this one too. Youngest champ, crazy title reign he's had, crazy fights he's had,
And still,
yeah. But we'll see what his next fight holds.
oh my God, look at Joe Rogan there.
Yeah, super
Fucking
young
hair.
too, crazy.
Ugh. That hair on him. All right,
TJ
so
Dillashaw
the first
versus
fight?
Renan Barão. Yeah, I believe it's the first one. Yeah, the first one.
we got.
TJ Dillashaw
Is this
and Renan
at
Barão.
bantamweight for the championship?
Mhm. So, thing about this pay-per-view, the main event was actually supposed to be a UFC light heavyweight fight between Machida and Weidman for the title. But the fight was changed. And on March 24th, the UFC announced that Weidman had suffered a knee injury, and that a new headline bout was about to be found because they rescheduled the date for Machida versus Weidman instead of finding Machida a new opponent.
Gotcha.
They rescheduled because of Weidman's knee injury. So Rafael Souza was originally set to fight Barão, but he pulled out due to a rib injury. So TJ Dillashaw took on the fight with 8 weeks' notice. So a little longer than Jones, but still a decent amount of time. Crazy thing about this fight is Renan Barão was ranked the second pound-for-pound fighter at the time.
Damn.
Second best pound-for-pound fighter. Barão was a negative 825 favorite in this fight.
Jesus.
No one gave Dillashaw a chance for this one. And Barão had a 32-fight win streak. He lost the first fight of his MMA career and went on with 32 wins up to this point.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know he had that many fights.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
He was the champ. TJ Dillashaw took on the fight. He said short notice, 8 weeks. Came in here against the champ.
Superman punch attempt there. I always love watching bantamweights and the the lower weight classes because they're so much more action packed.
They're so fast and so explosive.
Yeah.
And it goes on for rounds and rounds, you know.
Especially with someone like Dillashaw.
He's just a crazy fighter.
Yeah, he's got a gas tank like no other. He's tagging Barão up here though a lot.
Yeah, he is.
Had an uppercut earlier in that right hand.
Again, Barão at the time, second ranked pound-for-pound fighter, which is, you know, a lot of guys you got to go through. But again, that 32-fight win streak.
Ooh.
Absolutely crazy.
Big right hand there from Barão.
Yeah.
TJ's just dancing around in there, man. Light on the feet. You know, his movement's really nice. It's a shame he was popped for PEDs, but
Yeah, and it was a 2-year suspension, something like that.
yeah. I think he'll be back soon. But I think this is a longer fight. I think it might go the distance, actually.
Yeah, TJ is something else. He's so quick. Like you said, at these lower weight classes, always so fun to watch.
At what point of Dillashaw's career was this? Do you know?
This was find out for you.
Is this a championship fight, right?
This is a championship fight, yes.
Who's the Barão's the champion?
Yeah.
Right, he's in black, duh. Wow. That's impressive. Oh, he just clocked the shit out of him with a right hand.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he
Vicious.
survived that? Fuck. Goodness. I am surprised Renan survived. This volume's not even loud, and that crack was just piercing. Whoa. How is he not finished? Wonder these things. These people got a fucking chin, man.
Yeah, can tank these hits.
Rear naked attempt. Not locked in though. Gave it up. 20 seconds left. Wow. Another
So,
attempt.
At this point, TJ Dillashaw career, he was 9-2.
9-2. How long had you been in the UFC? Jeez,
7
what a
fights.
First round.
7 fights in the UFC previous to this one.
Oh, wow. So he's only had 2 outside. Or no. Yeah. Wait, no. 4. Right? This would be his 8th in the UFC then. Anyway.
There's Uriah Faber.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that was insane. He blocked the shit out of him.
Yeah, dude, he just mashed him.
I'm surprised he didn't finish him. I wouldn't have tried for the submission attempts, you know.
Or just kept up the ground and pound.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not worth it. It takes too long to sink it in.
And if you don't get it, you're
Right.
expending all that energy. At least if you lay on the ground and pound, you're doing damage.
Yeah, you're
If you
dazing
don't
him.
finish him, yeah.
Yeah. Got a lot of power
Yeah, but
for a
TJ
little man.
is raring to go.
But Cejudo showed who the real men are.
Yeah.
I think he finished Dillashaw in under a minute.
Ran through 2 divisions.
Yeah. But Renan Barão looks good here, opening up in the second round.
Yeah, he does. Barão, again, the 32-fight win streak really speaks for itself.
Right.
You got that many fights under your belt. The experience kicks in. But, I mean, you look at the total strikes landed here. Barão's only landed 12, where Dillashaw's already landed 40 up until this point. It's only the second round.
Yeah, it's a lot of volume to spit out in the first round.
Barão's bringing it back with some good combinations here in the second.
Yeah, the combo countering is working out.
TJ Dillashaw loves that Superman punch.
Big risk.
It is, yeah. You're really putting yourself out there.
Yeah,
with
you're
that.
getting in their bubble. People don't like that, especially nowadays.
Yeah, you don't see many Superman punches or you don't see many flying knees either, but except for Masvidal, obviously.
Yeah, well, in the last fight we saw where John opened up with it. The only Superman punch that really comes to mind for me is when Anthony Pettis knocked out Stephen Thompson.
Well, yeah, that's the most famous one.
Because, like, Stephen Thompson's a killer.
Well, Rosenstrike landed that Superman punch on Alistair, too.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. He landed a really good one.
That wasn't what knocked him out, though.
No, but that's
right
what led up
hand.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dillashaw does have really good body movement. But, yeah, like you said, sadly he got popped. So,
I know. It's like, it's such a shame.
It is, yeah.
Ooh,
Great fighter.
I just noticed Dillashaw's
just-
a little cut up there.
To have that happen, you know.
Yeah, because if you're like this good natural, I mean, if he was, you know, why bother? Why taint it?
But again, that goes back to, you know, I forget, like, what were the circumstances of how he got popped, but if it might have, even if you still get found with trace amounts of it, you still get, like, suspended and everything like that. It's the micrograms type of thing. That's what John Jones got popped for. What was micrograms, just a small amount. And then that's
Picograms, even.
Picograms, yeah, sorry.
That's even smaller,
Yeah.
I think.
And that people attribute that to tainted supplements and everything like that. Bisping does say that's bullshit, though.
What?
That, like, there's no way. Because Bisping says he's taken tons of supplements and everything like that. He says he never looks at, you know, the ingredients for what he's taken, and he's never been popped in his career. But all these other guys get popped, and they're like, oh, they claim it untainted supplements and everything like that. So
It does happen, but I feel like it's more infrequent than people say.
Mhm.
But it does, because they use the same vats. They don't clean them properly. Oh, was that a groin kick?
yeah,
But yeah, like shit gets mixed in, and it might show up as something. Yeah. But in some cases,
then,
it's just true steroid use.
True steroid use, and you get a year suspension. But Nate Diaz gets popped for smoking pot after a fight and gets a 5-year suspension. So.
Luckily, they've finally removed that.
Yeah, they did.
But it's
levy it, but I mean, come on, man, 5 years.
Just smoke pot yourself, and you realize you're not going to be more.
Yeah, that's what
it's
people
not going to
say.
enhance
You're more likely to watch Scooby Doo than you are to.
I will say
gain some muscle.
I will say a light dose, something where you're not, you don't feel so altered, like your state of mind, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be enhancing, just because I feel like you're more in tune with your body. But
yeah, just pop like 5 gummy bear
not
edibles
a lot.
And you're
Yeah,
fine.
but if you do a lot now, like, are you kidding me? That person's gonna be so easy to defeat.
They say Nick and when Nate got popped, they said he had to have been high during the fight. I thought was fucking hilarious.
They said he had to be.
He said they found so much weed in his system that he had to have been high during the fight.
No.
I mean, I could see.
I
Have you
think
seen
people
the Diaz brothers?
I think people
That's
just
probably how they take so much. That's probably how they take so much damage.
I guess
They're just high as shit during the fights.
I think people overestimate how long people like the high lasts.
Yeah, it really is. It's
not
that
long, right?
People
but
who
it could say a lot
are
to
on
your
the
system.
People who are on the outside looking in think it's like dropping a tab of acid,
or it lasts like 8 hours,
12 hours.
Yeah,
just balls to the wall.
Which it's not.
Yeah.
It's so funny though. Yeah, it's a shame he got suspended, but luckily we don't have to worry about that anymore. You just can't be high on fight day.
There's still questions on if he's even gonna try and come back to fighting.
Who, Diaz?
Yeah.
I don't think he should.
Nate, not Nick.
Oh. Well, yeah. Either of them, because I know they wanted Nick to come back.
Well, Nick might come back to fight Masvidal if the fight,
That's
if the want for that fight is there for him.
No, I don't think it is. But I think Nate should also retire. The brain damage he has taken is not worth it.
Both of them.
Yeah, but I feel like Nick got out in time. Nate his speech is slurred.
Yeah, just in the way he talks.
And how old is he? 30 what? He's young.
He's the younger brothers. He's 35.
Yeah, I'd hang
and then
it up.
Nate and then Nick is 36.
But he won't. It won't be the last we see of him.
No, I'm sure he'll be back around.
We'll
He'll be back around for a fight.
We'll get him and Masvidal again, maybe.
I want to see him and Masvidal 2, and then him and McGregor 3. Then
it's possible.
Then he can retire.
McGregor and him at welterweight.
I'd like to see it.
Why not? I like that fight.
I do too.
Just
I think
for fun.
That's a fun fight for both of them to have.
I think
I love the trash talking.
I think Conor would be the first person to finish Diaz at that point, though.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
Conor's got that power at 170. I feel.
Yeah, and he's come back strong. Well, I mean, I can't say he's come back strong. I've only seen him in one fight that lasted
against
45
Cerrone.
seconds.
Yeah. It would definitely be a different story with Nate Diaz, but I feel like he would finish him this time around.
Yeah, he has a chin made of adamantium.
Dude, I swear.
We've seen that guy get just pummeled, and he's come out of it. You know.
Oh yeah. Never been finished. Or was it never knocked out? I don't know.
I think it was never knocked out. I think he might have
been submitted.
Yeah, he's got a chin for days. But yeah, back to the Dillashaw and Renan Barão fight.
Yeah, this is just a all-out striking match.
Yeah, that's the thing with, like you said, with these guys in the lower weight classes. It's 5 rounds of constant throwing, fighting. You know, not slowing down. You know, the heavyweights, you see a lot of action in the first round, but as it goes into the second and third and into the championship rounds 4 and 5, you know, if it ever comes to that, you know, the guys are tired, they're slowed.
Yeah, and I mean, you sort of see guys like this slowing down a little bit here in the third round, but they're still throwing far more
Than the heavyweights.
than anyone else would.
But the heavyweights, you obviously get that big knockout power.
I love those
you
first
just get
rounds.
set flying.
Those are the greatest. First round heavyweights are the best, but I'm surprised one of these guys hasn't been knocked out.
Yeah.
Especially Renan Barão.
Dillashaw's just countering everything he's got, you know. Just come back with strong strikes.
The uppercuts, every hook. Oh my goodness.
So strong.
His boxing is on another level at this point.
Yeah, TJ's, yeah. Well, that's what their whole camp is. Him, Uriah Faber, all the guys there.
Oh, he was with Uriah Faber?
Yeah, they're all part of that camp. He was part of that big feud with, what was it? It was him, Uriah Faber, and was it Cody?
Yeah, probably Cody Garbrandt.
Was part of that, yeah, that big whole thing where, was it Cody that left?
He might have.
Who left to go with,
TJ Dillashaw's still kind of bouncing around on his feet here in the third round after the bombs that have been thrown. Oh my goodness, man.
yeah, at Alpha Male.
Oh, Team Alpha Male?
Yeah, Cody left to go with, what's his
Ooh.
There was like a boxing Dan Ludwig.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he was kicked out or he decided to leave Team Alpha Male, and Cody really liked Dan, so he went with Dan and left the camp, left Team Alpha Male, and Uriah Faber and TJ Dillashaw didn't like that, you know, because they felt betrayed by him.
Fuck it. If someone doesn't want to be there, that's their own damn decision.
Yeah, they didn't like the fact that they took Dan Ludwig out.
I want to know how many strikes Dillashaw's landed in these first 3 rounds. Oh my goodness. He is just piecing him up.
Yeah, and really, like, it makes Renan Barão look not a great fighter, but he really is. I mean,
especially,
clearly,
you said he won
up to this
32 fights?
32 fights up to this point in his career.
Wait, what kind of win streak did he win? Was it how many?
32 fight win streak. He lost his first MMA fight.
And then went on a 32
win.
Holy
Yeah, went on a 32 win
fuck.
tear.
We're going to definitely take a look at that afterwards.
Yeah.
But, Jesus.
And that's why he was ranked second pound for pound at the time.
That's kind of like Zhang Wei Li. Or,
yeah, you lose that first fight and it wakes you up.
Yeah, I think it was just her. But yeah, it might have been Yan Jianan as well. Where you lose that first one and you just fucking, that's it.
Because
No more bitches.
losing. We're going on this war path.
Yeah, I know
right
Zhang
now.
did, but let me make sure. And I can't wait for her to fight again. Beast.
Okay,
Angela
there
Hill, too.
was
Yeah, she did.
there was one draw or one no contest in the middle of that 32 fight win
and
streak.
she had one loss, but still.
Oh, I was talking about Renan Barão too.
Oh,
Same
okay.
thing. He had one no contest in the middle of that
That's funny.
32 fight win streak. But yeah, absolute just tear that he went on. I even fought Uriah Faber before this fight too,
Really? And
Yeah.
won?
and won. Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah, I
then went
guess he had
against the
to.
next Team Alpha Male guy, TJ Dillashaw.
I'm really shocked that Renan's last this long.
Yeah, he's a durable little dude.
TJ Dillashaw took this on 8 weeks short notice.
Yep.
Those head kicks he's throwing. Beautiful.
Yeah, just pinpoint striking. Look at that. Total strike percentage, 55 to 32.
I want to know the total amount, though. That's just...
Yeah, that might be something you have to look up. I don't know if they're going to show that graphic here.
Oh.
Yeah, this is going back to like what you said. Back in the day, man, UFC fans are spoiled.
Yeah.
With this stuff. This is in 2014.
Oh, I don't know. Is that old?
By the way, yeah.
Shit, 6 years
so
old.
A lot of UFC fans were spoiled by these old fights. You said that during the Forrest Griffin and
I know, because I feel like we don't get stuff like this as much today. I mean,
yeah, you don't get this crazy strike. I mean, granted, the John Jones and Dominic Reyes fight
that was
entertaining.
I'm thinking back to
even Jones and Gustafsson was really good.
Yeah, Zhang Wei Li and
Joanna, super nice.
Joanna,
but then we had the snooze fest of Yoel and Izzy right after.
I know,
which is so sad because if that fight was like a crazy just slugfest, and they were throwing down the whole time, that would have been pay-per-view of the year. But sadly, it's not gonna be.
No,
it'll just have fight of the year. I guarantee that's fight of the year. Zhang Wei Li versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk. It's gotta be.
Depending on what happens with Paulo Costa and Izzy.
Yeah, it's still very young in the year here. So we'll see what fights come up.
Yeah. Does this fight go to decision?
No, it does end in the 5th round.
Gotcha.
But it's a beautiful masterpiece of work by TJ Dillashaw. He's been just having his way with Renan Barão here.
Yeah, I mean, he's taken some damage too, getting caught up and all that.
Yeah, he has taken the strikes and everything like that, but
compared,
the absolute volume
is just insane.
Yeah. Not just thrown, but landed at that.
And Renan's the bigger guy.
He's a much bigger guy.
Taller.
Yeah. More experienced.
Looks like he has a lot more weight on him.
Like I said, and you would not think it, but like I said, minus 825 favorite.
I get it.
Renan Barão in this
32 fight win
streak champ time. TJ Dillashaw taking the fight on short notice. Won his last fight, but the fight before that he lost. So he's coming off 1 win, 1 loss. TJ Dillashaw was.
Just shows how good Dillashaw was at this time.
Yeah. Shows how good a fighter Team Alpha Male had, with Uriah Faber, TJ Dillashaw, Cody Garbrandt, at the time. Obviously, the feud happened. TJ pisses hot. Uriah Faber started getting knocked out left and right. And then, Cody had his ups and downs. But all those guys were champs, too.
And TJ went on to fight Cody twice, I believe.
Yeah. Because of the feud.
Yeah, I think he lost twice, too.
And then pissed hot.
Yeah. Unfortunately. And that was after, the Cejudo fight?
I think so, yeah. And then you get messed up by Cejudo.
Yeah,
doesn't help none.
Yeah, it didn't even help you. So was it even worth it?
Well, Cejudo is that's a tall order, man, to go in and fight that guy. That guy is an absolute animal.
He's only lost to Demetrius Johnson and
Mighty Mouse.
Maybe.
Well, then again, that's nothing too. Because he did beat Mighty Mouse as well.
Maybe. Maybe. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
He allegedly won. I call bullshit.
But hey, man, it wasn't overturned.
No.
That decision's gonna stay on that.
Yeah.
On each of their records. So.
Yeah. One more round in this, and.
Yeah, Renan Barão's just been getting pieced up all fight.
I'm still surprised it hasn't been finished.
Yeah, like I said, Barão's a durable dude. He could take some good punches.
His head's swollen though. Jesus.
Yeah, but what sparked me to talk about this was Bisping talking about it on the Joe Rogan Experience. That's what got me onto the idea of talking about these fighters that took fights on short notice. Because it's always interesting to see a fighter take a fight on short notice and come out and get the win.
Right.
not having time to prepare
Shows
in
how
camp.
just how good they really are and how the level.
Yeah.
There's levels to this,
There is levels, yeah.
even if you don't even have the experience.
Mhm.
Training and the drilling.
You can still come out
Coaching.
here and compete,
Yeah.
especially when so much is on the line for the title and everything.
6 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy to think how far these fights have come, since then.
Brennan's still fighting though, I believe.
He is, yeah. He's on a 5-fight losing streak.
I was gonna say, isn't his record like piss poor now?
He's gone 2-7 since this fight happened.
Yeah.
So, talk about a guy who can't take a loss. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's a 5-fight losing streak. Losing his last fight by unanimous.
Who did he fight?
Douglas Silva de Andrade.
Yeah, it's pretty wild how you win 32 fights in a row and then you just at the end of your career you lose 5.
But hey, he's only 33, so
Clearly, he hit his prime and then peaked, and that was
yeah,
it.
he hit his prime a little too quickly.
Yeah, he hit it early. Dillashaw, man, is just lighting him the fuck up. Dillashaw is really similar to Colby Covington. Maybe less wrestling, but
Yeah, same camp, same trainers. So
oh, is
they'll share that.
Colby from Team
Oh,
Alpha?
sorry, not Colby. Sorry, I
Oh,
was thinking-
okay. Yeah,
Colby,
that's who he
yeah.
reminds me of.
Yeah,
Just
Colby
the-
Covington is. Yeah, definitely like that.
Yeah, the
I
striking,
agree.
very similar.
Mm-hmm.
The volume.
You definitely tell he's a boxer with just that
The
footwork
footwork,
movement
yeah.
and everything like that.
And he's still
Loves
fresh
to throw
in
the
the fifth.
strikes. Yeah, looking super strong, super quick. Definitely picked up his second win more here. Yeah, I mean Hannah Burrell's got to try something there. He threw that flying knee.
Right.
Got to try something unique here to try and catch Dillashaw.
Right, because what else have you got? You're just
Yeah, at
getting
this point.
outworked the whole
Yeah, all
entire
4 rounds. He
match.
knows he's losing.
Oh, and that head
Big
kick.
head kick, and then just more punches.
Yep. This is it, right? Yep. Goodness. That last head kick did it.
Good night, Irene. There it is.
Goodness.
He did it, yeah.
He fucked
Team
him
Alpha
up.
Male loving it. Yeah, 8 weeks short notice on that fight, so.
Yeah, that
Amazing.
last head kick, man, did him in. Let's take a look at his record real quick.
Hannah Burrell.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow,
Lost
yeah.
his first.
Lost the first one. He's like, fuck this. I'm done. You're
Good
all losing.
Went on a tear.
Except for
Just
the one
Yeah, except for the no
legal
contest.
soccer kick. Wow. Oh,
Hey, Valetudo as well.
did he get... Barao was rendered unable to continue, so he got soccer
He got
kicked.
soccer kicked in the first round there.
Oh, and that didn't even stop
That
him
did
from...
not phase him.
He was like, nope, come here. So when he gets to WEC...
Then WEC was bought out folded into the UFC, and then when the UFC went into tear.
Wow.
Beat
so
Uriah Faber twice.
I don't really know much of these people in his like early on fights, but like
Yeah, most of those guys are probably not many big names, but then he starts to get the UFC and starts to fight
Brad Pickett.
Brad Pickett, yeah.
Michael McDonald and Uriah Faber. Oh, he TKO'd Eddie Wineland, who we're seeing soon.
Oh, yeah.
Beat Uriah Faber again.
And then TJ Dillashaw was too much for him twice, actually, because he lost him a second time.
oh yeah,
Same
look at
thing,
that.
TKOs to punches.
Lost
lost
to Jeremy
Jeremy
Stevens,
Stevens.
Sterling, Brian Keller, Andre Ewell, Luke Sanders. Damn, man.
Yeah, so he has not had a good run of it
Yeah,
since losing for the
so
first
maybe
time.
he just had a bunch of cans. His whole fucking
Some of those
way.
guys might have been cans. Some of them might have been somewhat decent. There's some guys in WEC that are pretty good.
Only in there for 2 fights. But wow,
And onto
he
the
had a good
UFC.
run.
Yeah, and then you hit a brick wall. Now, this fight wasn't for the title. All the other fights we showed were for the title, right? This fight
Right.
wasn't for the title.
This was
But
at
I think this
welterweight, right?
fight, I think this fight meant the most out of all of those three, just because of how much trash these guys talked in
Right.
11 days to each
Yeah.
other. Diaz took this fight on 11 days' notice.
Jesus. That's not even 2 weeks.
Yeah, 11 days. And this fight was so hyped up. Now, the problem with this fight, it says UFC 196, right? That's debatable on if this is really UFC 196 because there's a lot of
Right.
things going on with UFC 196. It was canceled, rescheduled, moved. This card for UFC 196 was not the original card that they put up for UFC 196.
So what?
It was
changed it?
changed around. There were a ton of injuries in UFC 196. People had to pull out of fights, move shit around. Some fights got moved to fight nights. Some fights got moved to actual other pay-per-views. So, this 196 is not the 196 everyone thought it was going to be. So, it moved venues 3 times.
Oh, shit.
It was originally set, I forget where it was set, and then it was moved to Brazil. Then it was moved out of Brazil, and now it's in Vegas. Right? And then, the reason it was moved is because their main event was scrapped. I forget what the original main event was. So they thought they weren't going to get the pay-per-view buys that they wanted, so they moved it to Brazil, a smaller venue to save more money. And then it was moved back to Vegas, and then the pay-per-view buys skyrocketed when Diaz entered the fray. And in 11 days, all the trash talking made this the second highest, at the time, second highest amount of pay-per-view buys for a UFC event.
Was Connor supposed to fight someone prior?
Connor was supposed to fight Rafael dos Anjos
Oh, shit.
for the lightweight title. Already
Oh,
broke his
shit.
foot and had to pull out.
Dude, imagine that.
And in 11 days,
Whoa.
yeah, all the trash talking that led up to this fight, all the promotion, these guys were talking so much shit. They were bashing each other. They were going back and forth. Diaz was just talking so much trash left and right. Connor was throwing it right back at him. This was there are so many famous quotes that come out of this. My favorite is when Diaz says, he's like, "You playing touch butt in the park with that fucking hippie." That was my favorite line that Diaz
Oh my
ever says.
God.
And he's like, and then Connor comes back with, he's like, "This guy acts like a little cholo all the time. Yeah, he's doing parties for kids and shit." Like that. They were just going back and forth at it, just chirping at each other the entire time. People ate that stuff up and they
Right.
loved it. They loved every second of it, and that's what broke this pay-per-view buys record. Yeah, but UFC 196 was just, it was a mess. I think Dana White I think that's why Dana White is bald. Even more bald now than he was
had hair?
before. No, I don't think he ever had hair, but he's probably more bald now and probably got 5 years older in the span of
Because of this?
because of UFC 196. Well, because of a couple UFC events, but I think 196 because it was moved, it was changed, it was just back and forth all the time.
Could you imagine if Connor fought RDA, though?
Rafael
And-
dos Anjos for the title.
Yeah, and won.
Yeah, that would have been
Dude, that would have been
something
nuts.
else. Yeah, but RDA sadly broke his foot.
So he beat Eddie Alvarez for the lightweight title. Lost it. Wow, so that would have been nuts if he fought. Because then he would have never had the fight with Nate Diaz at welter. He would have probably never beat him at welter afterwards, a couple months later, which I totally forgot for some reason. Probably would have went on to fight Eddie Alvarez. And maybe Khabib and then lose it there. Who knows? I wonder what.
Maybe, yeah.
I wonder what
Imagine
path.
if he
what-
actually fought RDA.
Yeah, what path would Connor have went down, and would it have been a better path?
And this is where, the Aldo fight really propelled Connor's career,
Right.
because he
So
won
did
the
the
unified
Chad Mendez
feather.
one,
Yeah.
but more so Aldo because Aldo was one of the pound for pound best at the time.
Yeah.
13 seconds round one.
Connor was chirping a lot in that one too. He jumped out
Right.
of the ring, got in Aldo's face. after he won his fight before that against Chad Mendez,
Mm-hmm.
and he got in Aldo's face, and he knocked Aldo out in 13 seconds, and that propelled him. And then the Diaz fight propelled it even more because it showed, how much of, when you got somebody like Diaz to come in there and trash talk you even more, a guy who's willing to trash talk. Jose Aldo is great and everything, but he couldn't trash talk McGregor. Aldo, if you watch the interviews, Aldo looks so flustered. He didn't know what to say. He was.
Isn't there also like a language gap in a way?
Yeah, and Aldo's not that kind of
it's
guy
awkward.
either. Aldo's
Yeah.
not that kind of guy
Right.
to be chirping back at somebody.
Yeah,
When
he
you
more
throw
so
Diaz
respects
in
the
there,
opponent. Yeah. Oh, it's just
that's-
going to be back
that's-
and forth
it's
all
just
day
gonna be
long.
back and forth.
Right.
And that people ate that up. And the funny thing is, before that fight, Dana White said Nate Diaz was not a needle mover. He says
What do you mean?
Nate Diaz couldn't bring in the pay-per-view
Oh, I
buys
see.
like everyone else. He couldn't move the needle. He wasn't that needle mover. He said his brother was a needle mover. He said all these other guys were needle movers. He said Nate wasn't a needle mover. After this fight, Dana White is like, Nate is now a needle mover. He can get the pay-per-view
Yeah,
buys rolling
he
in.
found out
Yeah,
what the key was.
What Nate was. Funny enough, got another little tidbit for you about this. John Anik, you know who John Anik is?
Oh, of course I know
Yeah.
John Anik.
So many people said there's no way ever possible Diaz can win this fight. Said there's not a chance. Everyone said it. Every
Was
MMA
John Anik one
critic.
of those people?
John Anik said it, and he said, if Diaz wins this fight, I will get a 209 tattoo
Did he really?
on my body. Yeah, he's got a 209 tattoo on his forearm.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
because he's
It's not worth it.
in the fight. He said, another quote too is Nate Diaz is like, he said, "Fuck you, McGregor, and fuck John Anik" during one of the interviews for this fight.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to
And
stick around
John
for
Anik
the end of there.
Stood by his word and
Got the
he
209.
got the 209 tattoo. And then the end of this interview, him with Joe Rogan, is another famous interview, which I love so much. It's probably one of my favorite after the fight, post-fight interviews.
I gotta.
It's just
I can't
so
imagine.
great.
Because I don't think I watched this live.
You never seen this live? Oh,
No.
it's so good.
I did the second one though.
It's so beautiful. It just shows that when these two guys in the ring are just pure greatness. This is why I want the trilogy. It's because of this fight.
Kind of like Connor doesn't look that much bigger at welterweight here for some reason. He looks much.
super solid.
He looks
Mhm.
good, but I feel like he looks better at welter now for some reason.
Yeah, he looks much larger.
Yeah, I don't know if
Mhm.
he just carries it better, but he just looks a lot smaller here for welterweight.
Mhm. I think when he's next to Diaz, who has a super distinct height advantage, you know, it makes Connor look a little smaller.
That was a crazy spinning head
Yeah.
kick Connor went for there in the beginning.
And then Diaz just didn't try to counter it. He just kind of rested on it, and let it come through. Again, this one is not a championship fight, but I think this fight meant the most. More so than any of the other championship fights we just watched. Just because neither of these guys want to lose to the other. That's so much they
Right.
hate each other.
But Connor got his revenge.
He did, yeah. Not by the way he would have wanted. He didn't get it by a knockout, but he got it by a decision.
Good luck trying to knock Nate out.
Yeah. Such a tall order. Yeah,
Just-
Nate is very distinctly taller than Conor McGregor. He's a lanky dude. But again, I always pull back to Nate Diaz when I want to talk about a fighter that doesn't have the physique other fighters have. Like Nate has a natural looking body. He's not ripped by any means. He doesn't have any crazy six pack or crazy like buff biceps. He just looks like just a average body type.
I think it's all the cardio they do.
But he is a fantastic fighter.
Yeah, no doubt. You can see Connor here. He's working Diaz up against the cage and just trying to connect with his left hand. That's
Yeah.
Connor's go-to.
Yeah, that big left, yeah.
And he always keeps his left hand to the center of the ring.
But I think Conor can't really outbox Nate Diaz. I mean, he did win.
I don't know,
The
man.
next
He went
fight.
10 rounds with Floyd Mayweather.
He
I
didn't
think-
go 10.
9.5. They TKO'd in the 10th.
He went 3 rounds with Floyd Mayweather, and then the rest was just Floyd really just toying with him. I feel.
Either way, I feel like he
Yeah.
can outbox Diaz.
Yeah.
Going
The
with
thing with
the
Conor,
greatest.
the thing I always pulled to Conor too when I want to talk about a counter puncher. I think Conor is one of the best counter punchers there is. Conor knows how to bait an opponent into a combination, or bait an opponent into the perfect position to throw a counter.
Like that uppercut right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. He's definitely the superior counterpuncher and always looking for that. Because he relies so heavily on that left hand.
Yeah. And to get that left-handed strike in there is through the counter, just like that, you see. The second round is hilarious. It's my favorite round from these two. But yeah, 11 days short notice from Nate here. That's what made this so crazy. And that's something not many people talk about, is when Nate, gets Conor here. 11 days is ridiculous.
I know.
You have
And to go
no
against
time.
Conor out of all people.
Yeah, the guy at the time was on top of the world.
But even that's not strong enough to put Nate out. Because he just connected flush with a big left hand. And Nate just ate it.
Yeah, I mean, Conor, champ at this time.
Featherweight champion.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's hard to go in there against a guy like that.
Conor's biggest problem here was going to the ground with Diaz. When he took it to the ground in the third, when he fucked up, or when it just got to the ground in general. But first round here, almost over. A lot of blood on Conor from Nate's eye.
Yeah, Conor really had Nate here in the first.
Oh, for sure. Definitely
Yeah.
won round one.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the aggressor, landed more shots. Got a knockdown, I believe, or a takedown.
Yeah, look, Nate just slaps him.
Stockton slap.
Yeah. But yeah, Nate's not going anywhere.
You don't think so? You think he's going to keep fighting?
No, he'll keep fighting. He's got that in him. I'm surprised, we haven't seen him sooner.
Yeah, really. I mean, he just fought Masvidal in November,
Yeah.
but
But still,
since then, yeah, we could have.
I'd like to see them run it back.
I don't think it changes.
You think Masvidal still takes it?
I think Masvidal would finish him this time around.
Really?
Oh yeah, I think Nate's chin is finally getting chipped, and even if that fight went on any longer, I think Masvidal would have finished him. So you think this is a funny round?
This is definitely a fun round.
What comes to mind when you say that?
Definitely just the way Nate catches Conor, and he knows he caught him, and then he just he keeps putting his hands up, and he throws that really weird jab. He starts to just toy around with him a little bit. It's fun to see, because I didn't like Conor at the time of this fight. I like Conor more now. I'm not gonna say a whole lot, but I do like him more now. I like that he is being more humble. But at this time, I did not like Conor. I didn't like the trash talking. I just wanted to see him lose. And at this time, I'm not a big Diaz fan either. Personally, I like Nate more than Nick. I'll say that. But I was rooting for Nate in this fight. I wanted to see him just topple McGregor.
Well, you got what you wished for at that moment.
Yeah, he got a submission. But,
Yeah, the rear naked.
yeah, but I wanted to see Conor just get absolutely just sent unconscious, just sent to another dimension. Didn't happen, but
Yeah, I'm glad he's a more humble guy now and kind of cleaned
Yeah.
up his act. I think
we'll see if that remains though.
Yeah,
That might be just due in part to him fighting Cerrone, who's a legend. And you can't hate a legend. Everyone respects that guy. And he's such a nice dude too, so
yeah. Dude, Connor's putting the fucking heat on Nate right here, man. See, he was winning this fight up until he got it to the ground.
But Nate just throws his hands up. He's like, "Come on, what are you doing?"
Yeah, because Nate can take it, you know?
Mhm.
He takes the abuse.
There's one point here that Stockton slap is so funny too. I love that. I love it so much. It's great. But yeah, he catches him. Nate catches him really good coming up here. And he gets McGregor wobbly.
He almost had a knee there, but Nate's just a little too tall.
That right there is what started it. And you can see Connor just kind of slowing down a little bit.
It's a nice uppercut, though.
Yeah, it was a very nice uppercut.
Yeah, he's definitely slowing down here. You can see he's taking a lot more deep breaths.
He's catching them strong jabs from Nate.
But when he throws these combos, man, they're fucking
They're strong.
Yeah,
Right there,
Oh,
that big left.
Yep.
He's got Connor wobbly. You could see his legs just
Yep.
buckle, and then look.
Yeah, his equilibrium's off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now he's
And then Nate's just
backpedaling.
picking him apart here. Yeah, that big left just got Connor so good. Got him wobbly. And then Nate pours it on here because he knows he has him.
You see him slapping
He's throwing
there,
his hands
or
up. He's
try to.
slapping
Yeah.
him.
Just sort of having
Mhm.
fun. And he's just letting loose.
Look at that, just striking in the clinch there. So good.
Connor's taking it, though, man.
Yeah, he is. He took a lot of big shots there. Yeah, Nate opened him up with the jab and threw the 1-2. And
Yeah,
Connor throws a couple back. But it means nothing to Nate.
He's
it means
gotta just-
absolutely nothing.
He's got to let loose, but it's just impossible.
Connor tried for a takedown, and that was his mistake.
Yep. Oh, does it end here? Yep.
Yeah, once it goes to the ground, it's over.
Yeah.
tried that
I thought it went to
guillotine.
the third.
Connor Gator rolled, and then Diaz just gets the perfect top mount here. Connor
And then,
rolls,
yep.
and right there. It's in thick. Look at that. So strong.
That's crazy. Yeah, it was his mistake taking it to the ground. He should have just tried to get a breath in the clinch, try to block as many shots.
Keep it standing. Yeah, what an upset, a huge upset. All the trash talk leading up to it. This was more of it was, like I said, not for a title, but it meant more, personally to each of these fighters than anything. And I think that for these two guys means more than a title.
Goodness. Yeah, Connor was able to survive the storm the next time around and take it to decision.
Yeah, he was. He definitely learned from his mistakes.
But it was still a close fight too,
Oh yeah, really close.
What an impressive performance by Diaz, man.
By Nate, yeah.
Yeah, it was that left hand that started
That big
it.
left, yeah.
That was a snowball.
Just wobbled him. And then when Nate knows he's got you hurt, he pours it on. Wait, let's hear the interview here. I want to hear this interview. This interview is hilarious. It's so good. This shows that Nate has got it. This is in the first. Connor lands some big shots. Big left there. That's what cut Nate open,
Yeah.
I believe. And then some strong uppercuts. Boom, right there. That's the one that got Connor wobbly. And I love Nate throwing his hands up.
'Cause he knew from then on. He had him.
That's what the thing. You can't show Nate weakness. So when he sees you're wobbly or he sees you're weak,
Yeah, he's one that
Nate
if he smells
will
blood, he's coming
pour it
after
on
you.
Yeah, he's a shark in there.
Capitalized.
I mean, look, Nate is leaking there, and he does
Yeah.
not care.
Fuck no.
That red blood means nothing to him. That just makes him stronger. Oh yeah, Jake Shields. Yeah, another a legend right there.
Oh
Jake
shit.
Shields is a big name.
Crone Gracie was in his
Yeah,
corner?
and Crone. Yeah,
Oh fuck.
that's a guy to have in your corner too.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, Crone is something else. He's a legend too. 11 days notice, like they said,
That's nutty.
for all the bragging rights right here. Well, at the beginning, then they rematched and
Skip to the interview.
see if they show it. They should, I imagine.
Got
Yeah, here it is.
yeah, 35 seconds here. See here. Yeah. This part.
Oh, they bleeped it.
Oh, of
He
course.
says, "I'm not surprised,
Surprise,
motherfuckers." That's my favorite line. Yeah, so many great moments came from that fight. You know, just the Stockton slaps, the knockouts. You know, the big uppercuts and combinations by Connor, and then all the sound bites you get. You know, between
Just
the
leading up
interviews,
to the fight,
yeah, leading
yeah.
up to it. And again, it was so close to breaking the pay-per-view buys record for the UFC at the time. It was second.
What was first?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. At the
Probably
time, I'm
another
not too
Conor
sure.
one, right?
It might have been the Connor Aldo one.
See if that was 1.37. I don't know, man.
I could have sworn they said it was.
It
second.
topped Lesnar and Frank Mir though.
Yeah, which was Lesnar is
It's
Gonna draw
third
that in.
now because Diaz and McGregor.
2, and then Khabib McGregor.
Yeah.
Could have sworn they said it was second. Pay-per-view buys to something else.
Wow. and
It might have been. It might have topped at the time.
The Cowboy and Cerrone one was 2 million.
It was
That
2 mil.
list needs to be updated. But yeah, everything with McGregor except for UFC 100. And I feel like it was only because it was UFC 100. You know?
Yeah, and
It's not
because
even
it
that
had,
great
it
one.
had Brock Lesnar in it.
Yeah.
At the time, Brock Lesnar was a huge draw for the UFC.
Fuck
I
that.
mean, when you have that mammoth of a man in the ring,
And he sucked.
he was a heavyweight champ. What you mean?
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, look it up.
Was he?
Yes, was a UFC heavyweight champion.
Holy
right
shit.
there, boom.
Beat
Beat Randy
Couture for
at
it.
that,
That's so weird.
and then
he
beat Frank Mir
defended
and
it
Shane Carwin,
twice.
and then lost to Cardio Kane. Which you can't be mad at that because Kane Velasquez is a beast. That dude is an animal. There's a reason he's called Cardio Kane because he's one of the only heavyweights
To have a good
that will
cardio.
outlast you.
Well, he didn't even need to because
He knocked
look
you
at-
out in the first round.
Yeah, look at all these. First 4 fights, round 1 knockout. And then another 4 fights later, well, except for one. That one he got knocked out by JDS. But
Yeah, he's only had 2 fights go all the way, and that's the Well, yeah, that's
yeah.
the junior.
the JDS trilogy.
Yeah. And again, JDS is another guy who's nice. He's been around the block.
Yeah.
So
Well, it
yeah,
was
Cardio
one of-
Kane was an animal though.
the one fight it was to decision with JDS, but the other one was Chick Congo.
Oh yeah, UFC 99.
Yeah, and that guy's huge. But then, yeah, Kane got
And then yeah,
KO'd
he
by
hit
Francis
the wall.
once.
Yeah, and then Fabricio Verdum, who is another one of the best heavyweights of all time. But
Excuse me. Fuck. Dustin here. Yeah, he never got his revenge on Verdum, and how do you get it on Ngannou? Like, after
Dope.
that.
yeah, that's how many people are getting revenge on Ngannou. Knockouts.
No. That was a pretty fun episode.
Yeah, that's
of
pretty
Clash
good.
of the Past here.
Nice to see all the nice to talk about the news and everything that's come throughout this week. Nice to talk about.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. We got a
Few
lot of
fighters with
great
changes.
fights coming.
Yeah, this weekend should be really fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to
Should be a
see
good one.
Woodley's return
And
and
Tyron Woodley come back, and then UFC
250.
250.
Fuck yeah.
Nunez and Felicia Spencer. That has some really good cards. I'm excited for everything top to bottom on that fight. Really.
Yeah. Yeah, your girl's back.
My girl's back. Yes, she's
Cody's
back in
girl's
the ring.
back. The Lioness.
The Lioness.
Shout out to Cody Lionhearted Frinkle. That don't matter. Anyway, yeah, we got a lot coming. I can't wait.
A lot of exciting stuff. Hopefully a webcam soon.
Yeah, still working on the setup. It's got some
Get
more
it down
fine
right.
tuning to do, but expect us come summer to be recorded with video and uploaded to YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search Chat in Action. I'm sure you'll find us. We have a couple episodes up there. Otherwise, you can find every episode anywhere you can find podcasts, except Apple Podcasts, because I own an Android. I'm sure there's a way, but I just don't care. But you can find us anywhere like Spotify, Google Music, Stitcher, Breaker, anywhere.
Tinder.
Not Tinder. Don't go there. Follow us on Twitter as well and Instagram, Chat in Action. We post highlights and such there, updates, fun stuff.
Yeah, we should try and post more on
We should.
the Instagram.
Now that
We've been
UFC's back.
lacking, yeah. Get some of the cards up there. We should also try and do fight announce too. Try and get in on that, kind of like how MMA Junkie does it.
True. Yeah, we got some
But
improvements to make, but
We'll work on it.
we're getting there. Anyway,
That's us.
that's Chat in Action. Clash of the Past, Episode 2. Bye.